You got 5 months. You're gonna meet for 2 hours next month. 2 hours, you think you can do it in 10
Well,
hours?
there should be some work done on the side, too, as well as the meeting. We can start with, you know, the height, which is pretty relevant. We already know what that's gonna be.
No, you don't.
Well, you know what you have to do to work with them. You know what height they're gonna build. So if you're gonna start right out and say 400, they want 500, then we're already gonna have an argument and a lawsuit.
Why is that?
Why is that? You can write that ordinance, Jeff. You're trying to convince this board that you ain't gotta have exactly what they're asking for.
Why couldn't you make it like that?
If we don't.
I say we will, but why can't you?
You all said you want to work with it. So you gotta have something that they can work with. They told you, they came here, you asked them what size towers. They told you what size towers they wanted to put in.
You don't have to give it to them.
Yeah, we got a.
That's why you got the ordinance.
Okay.
We got a 40-foot ordinance ready.
It's obvious the planning commission and the Riga Township board needs 12 months because
They
you
can't
guys
even
aren't
agree.
even on the same page, you're not even in the same county right now. And in order for you guys to come together to some type of agreement, no less the wind companies that are like vultures in here on you guys, obviously, then you're gonna need your 12 months. And like Paul says, if you don't need the 12 months, then you don't have to use 12 months.
I guess the only thing that I will say is, this is not gonna get done in a month or two. Because first of all, the process, the planning commission hasn't even discussed numbers yet, which has to be decided to put into this proposed ordinance. After they get some agreement between themselves, there has to be a public hearing about the ordinance. And then they either adopt it or propose it the way they have it written, or they can change it. After that, it has to go to the county planning commission. Then it finally comes back to the township board for a vote of approval or disapproval. Just that part right there is going to take a few months, probably about 2 at the very least, if everything goes perfect there. So I will give you guys that just that part is going to take a while. Okay. The other thing that I would suggest or say, or I don't know if I want to suggest it, it's getting to be an expensive process, but it's something that we have to do for our citizens and for our township. If 2 hours a month, one meeting, is stretching this out too long, the planning commission could hold more meetings. Now, I don't know, I mean, there gets to be a point where we get meeting to death. We've had a couple months that way. But if they wanted to go to 2 meetings a month, in order to be able to work better, because you go try for a 4-hour meeting, that doesn't work either. Everybody gets tired. Everybody gets frustrated. So I would throw that out as a possibility of something you consider.
I don't know. You're going to do one meeting.
You've got all this input and stuff coming in from other ways. You're not concentrating on stuff that's in front of you. You're not going to get very far.
I mean, the other thing for all the citizens here to think about is the expense. So far, this does not include the drawing up of that 26 pages or the last meeting, but the bill for the attorney to pay tonight is $4,498. That's before the last meeting and before that 26 page.
And in the beginning.
So, I mean, the township does have some fund balance there, but when you start putting out $5,000 at a crack, it will come to an end.
I'll tell you what, not doing this right, though, is going to cost you more money in the long term.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that these are all things for all of us
right,
to
so
consider.
don't trip over the short
and to
term.
think about. And you're right. If it isn't done right, if there isn't proper, I mean, if you don't pay today, you might pay later.
What's our township worth to our citizens? I mean, even if we got to pass, we had the nuclear and we all voted, we would even, our citizens were willing even to pay extra taxes to fight it.
They did.
They
voted
did,
for-
Carlene.
For 4 minutes, they never paid it, but they did vote
They
that
voted.
they would. Yes.
And if that's what we need, or if our township needs a little bit more money, maybe that's an option. You know, we're looking at this $100,000 or something we get a year, maybe we just, heaven forbid that I vote for increasing our taxes, but versus 500-foot wind towers in my backyard, I'd rather pay a little bit more tax.
But remember, I think they're still gonna be in that drop.
Well, we don't know about that. What'd you say?
You got access with no restrictions.
Yeah, yeah. But they gotta get through Riga with everything too.
That can be all done underground.
They've already got their leases already signed for that.
They've got
Along with
leases,
the oil
and
and
we don't have anything saying they can't do that.
There's no reason for us not to really take this serious, at least take a year to study it. I just don't think you guys have got enough meeting time, and I think planning commission is feeling the pressure.
Motion made and supported for 1 year, 12 months. We'll not have a roll call vote on this.
Simon?
No.
Frankie? Vigo?
Abstain.
Dave? Yes. Russo?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's the rest of the planning commission.
I will have the attorney fax or email me a revision of this, just calling for 12 months, period, 12 months. And then, this here is the resolution that I read last month. The township board has copies of it. And basically, it's the resolution that we think is in the best interest of the public health, safety, and the welfare of the persons and property to enact the moratorium. And it'll just say that it's 12 months. It'll put down who was present, who was absent, who made the motion, who seconded it, and what the vote was.
Carly, can I ask you a quick question? Mike Homier, has he been retained by the township board? Okay, so he is working on behalf of the township board. Okay, thank you. That was a question.
Yes,
that's
the
asked back
planning
in.
commission has no money.
Right, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
That came up during the planning commission as indicated. I would just wanted to make sure that was clarified. Thank you.
Yeah, and he couldn't work with a lawyer that was paid for by a developer or someone. It has to be paid for by the township board.
Voted on it, 12-month moratorium, when did it start?
Today, right now.
Any other questions?
And I guess the other thing that I would say, this is to have an ordinance enacted. So really, the planning commission does not have 12 months to debate. Because they've got to have hearings, and it has to go to the county planning and back to the township board. So they need to have an ordinance in the township board's hands by no later than 12 months from today.
At least they got more time.
So, you know,
Well, the 6 months one you had, you already used them all.
well, we didn't, there
It
wasn't
wouldn't be
one.
enacted until it's.
Right.
Yeah, well,
So
I
it's
mean,
voted.
You would have.
Move on. All right. Now we go to the rest of the board. Actually, we got a set millage tax levy for 2010.